Hey, what's going on YouTube? Shout out to all my subscribers and my supporters. I appreciate it. I wanted to talk about a topic that I've been seeing, on YouTube or whatever, about dogs without paperwork and calling the dog a mutt because it don't have papers, which is something that I can't agree with because we've all had dogs that didn't have paperwork. You knew the dog was purebred, but you didn't have the papers on the dog. I don't know, somewhere along the lines, maybe somewhere in the lineage, a dog back in the pit was stolen, or maybe he wasn't paid in full, and you know, and and the paper trace got lost on the dog. So, but yeah, I mean, I've had dogs that didn't have paperwork, but you knew it was a purebred dog. Um, I can remember back in the day, I'm gonna switch breeds real quick, like Rottweilers. Man, I remember like in the 90s, you can go pay like $250 for a Rottweiler. And man, that Rottweiler grow up and look like the one out of New Jack City. Like for real, like I've seen several dogs, several Rotties back in the 90s that people wasn't asking a lot of money for them, and they turned out to be some beautiful dogs. So I mean, just in today's time, I would rather deal with paper dogs. Even the pit bulls I had back then, I might have paid 150, 250 for. It was it was a purebred animal, but you didn't have the papers. I didn't have the paperwork on the dog. Let me show y'all one. I got a few pictures or whatever, and I'm gonna show y'all a few of the dogs that I had that wasn't paper, like this boy right here. And this was Marion. I bought this dog. This picture was taken in 2003. I bought this dog in '01 when he was about 8 or 9 months old. I got his ears cropped. Uh, just was a serious dog, a serious bulldog. Hard mouth, vicious shake. I'm talking about shaking shit off the ground. Uh, I used to walk him, and people would be like, "Man, hold on, let me get that clear." People would be like, "Man, he like a Black Panther." He had a nice big old head on him and stuff. And I didn't let him just run around. I kept him on a chain, but I had a fenced-in yard, so I let him out and kind of let him run around or whatever. This particular day when I took this picture, but this was Marion, and I actually had to sell this dog because uh my neighbor, he got out the pen that I had. My mom's friend wanted to breed with the dog. She had a black female, no papers, wanted to breed with him because they were both black. Okay, let's do the breed. I had him in my pen, but I had him chained up in the pen. I had her running loose in the pen. She broke out the pen. So when she busted out the pen, he busted out behind her. And jumped on my neighbor, German Shepherd. Neighbors called the police. And got in touch with the landlord in New Orleans. Landlord in New Orleans was like, "Hey, get him off my property." I had to sell this dog for $100. But what's ironic about this story is that the dog that the neighbor that German Shepherd he bit, they had pit bulls. And they had this one particular dog that had bit somebody, and he sued them. Uh, he had jumped on other people's dogs. You know what I'm saying? So when some get on they shit, you know what I'm saying? They call the police. They press charge and everything against this dog. Well, against me. Cause when this happened, they took me to court and all that shit. I'm trying to get the focus in. I'm trying to hold this phone. Hold on. They took me to court and shit, and You know, the landlord, I mean, the judge was like, that's what this about it. This a dog bite another dog? I was like, yeah. And he thought it was a dog had bit a child. So he basically just threw this shit out, you know what I'm saying? But I think they just were kind of in their feelings because they had got sued like a couple of years earlier by a guy that sued them, sued they homeowners insurance. So, they took me to court or whatever, and, the dude, the two brothers or whatever, you know what I'm saying, we ain't speak for a while, but, as time went on, we kind of started back speaking, but this was a dog I had. He wasn't paper. You can look at him and tell he a purebred dog, but he didn't have no paperwork on him. Hang on, let me get another picture. Now, this is a dog I had. Didn't have no papers on him neither. Now, this is a dog, you might have heard me talk about it a while back in a video. I said I had a dog that was a people biter. That was this dog right here. Paid like $200 for this dog. Maybe $250. No papers. He was born the same day me and my wife got married in 2004. He was born the same exact day. His name was Yukon. Yukon didn't, I'm talking about, he didn't like nobody. No animals or nothing. The only person he liked was me. But I had to put this dog to sleep because this dog felt like he could snap at me. When you feel like that, you know what I'm saying, it's time to go. So, I took him to the vet. They put him to sleep, and, that was the end. I buried him in my backyard, and, he buried back there to this day. But beautiful, beautiful red-nosed dog. They told me he was old family red-nosed or whatever. That's what bloodline the dude said he was. I mean, I ain't had no paperwork on him, but, this was Yukon. This one I had that wasn't papered up. Okay, let me find another picture. Hang on. Now, let me get to this dog. Now, this is the same dog I just showed. This the Yukon dog, right? He bred to that bitch. Now, she was paper. She was the second dog. No, hold on. She was the third dog I ever bought that had paperwork. I bred them together. She was a G Red Boy Eli dog. I did the breeding or whatever, sold a puppy probably like $250 or whatever. So this was the last time I did, this was the last time I bred him. So a couple months later I had to put old Yukon down. But let me show you one more picture. Now this is the same bitch, right? This is the same female. But this is a breeding I did with her, with the dog, and this dog name was Goon. Now, they both were pit bulls, Both of them had paper. It was an ADBA breeding I did. This is old Patches. Patches and Goon. And this was a papered up litter. ADBA litter. But, yep, so this is when I said, you know what, I'm going to just start, messing with just dogs that got paperwork on them. I ain't messing with no dog without papers no more. And that's what I did. That's what I said, and that's what I meant. And I'm not knocking people that if you ain't got papers on your dog, I'm not knocking your dog or saying you got some bullshit. I ain't saying it at all because I was there. You know what I'm saying? I've owned dogs that didn't have paperwork. So I even had a dog off of I know some of y'all talk about this channel, American Sentinel K9, the dude that do the band dog. He's actually from here. He's probably about an hour from me. And I met him in 2006. I had a dog off his yard. It was a black female. Her mom was a Tosa Inu, and her dad was a Great Dane Pit Cross. And shit, I had one of those dogs. So I've had, and it wasn't papered up. You know what I'm saying? It was a mixed breed dog. But that's what he was aiming for. He was trying to do his band dog thing, what he's still doing to this day. His name is Lee. That's his name, Lee Robinson. So yeah, but let me show another picture. This is Diva. Diva was the mother to Patches, the white bitch with the red patches on it that I just showed y'all. This was her mom. You know, she was papered up, had paperwork on her. You know, she was G Red Boy Eli. This was Diva. Hang on 1 second. Let me take a pull of my cigarette. About to go out. Damn, that motherfucker went out. Damn. This is another dog I bought from a guy. No paperwork. I built this pen too, by the way. I built this pen in 2003, 2002. I built this pen. But yeah, this dog here, she didn't have no paperwork on her. You know? So hold on, let me find some more pictures. Hold on, let me show you one. This her. This is a better picture of her right here. That's her right there. No papers, I had no paperwork on her, but she was a purebred dog. You know? And I didn't know if you notice, like I didn't know half the stuff I know about dogs now. As far as like worming and caring for a dog, and you know, because back in the day you used to hear people say, yeah man, you know, hit them with the safeguard, you got to do it 3 days in a row, and we used to hear that shit, and we used to be scared to do that shit. We used to think it was gonna kill your dog, but it actually wasn't. It was good for the dog. But I actually ended up letting my homeboy get it because he had bought her little mate brother. I think I called her? I called this dog Twank. That's what I named it. She didn't have no paperwork. This was all like 03, 02, somewhere in there. Now this is papered up bitch out. This Patches again. That's her again. You know, ADBA registered. Let me find. Let me see. And I'm gonna this my bully right here. This fire. This the bitch. She'll be 11 in September. September the 10th. She'll be 11 years old. I took this photo in 2009, and you know she's still on the yard to this day. So, but yeah, that's what I would just want to hop on here real quick, man, and just talk. If you got something that ain't got papers, you know what I'm saying. I mean, that don't mean you got your dog is not. It's trash, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I think everything has value. It might not have as much value as something with papers, but it has value. Oh, and before I forget, let me talk about this too. Show y'all something. Now y'all see this right here? This is a single registration form. Now, there are people that breed dogs for years and years and years. You see Jigsaw and Stinky. Jigsaw is the little mate brother to Taylor, and Stinky is the little mate sister to Angel. Neither one of these dogs is registered. They don't have any papers on them. But they were, they go back to registered dogs. See, he didn't register Blackie Jr., Betty, Lucky, Robbie. You know, then you got RJ and Bigfoot and, you know, Waco. I think I did a video about that Waco dog. That's that pure red boy dog. Blackie again, baby dog. But then once you start getting back here, see they can trace it back because Mud got paperwork. You know, that Haystack dog, he go back to papered up dogs. Of course, you know Mud. If Mud got a number, you know, his parents were registered. Because I don't think he was a single registered dog. But yeah, this is what a single registration form. So you got Bigfoot again, Muddy Mouse, Muddy again, Bugs Vicious. See, these dogs didn't have papers. He didn't register his dog, but the foundation behind these dogs had paperwork on them. So yeah, we sat up there, you know what I'm saying? Again, you know, this is Ramrod's pig. You know, and we sat up there again, you know, sat down in his living in his kitchen table and we filled it out. Again, so This is just a single registration form. This is what it looks like when you go to somebody's yard and they got $30 or $40 and they say, well, I ain't bred, I ain't registered a dog in 10 years. But if they tell you, hey, I can help you get your papers. I can help you register your dog. If you interested in registering your dog, hey, I can show you. You know what I'm saying? I can sit down and fill out a single registration form for you. So, but yeah, that's pretty much, you know what I'm saying, how it goes with single registering a dog. You know, it's gonna have to go back to some numbers. You're gonna start seeing some registration numbers on the dog. So I just figured I'd show this real quick while I'm showing while I was talking about, dogs that didn't have paperwork. I just figured I'd just show y'all, what I'm saying, a single registration form and, how that goes and how you fill it out. And, what I'm saying, if you go to somebody's yard and they're not registering dogs, but they can help you register your dog. But yeah, man, but like I wanted to say, man, if you got something that ain't papered up, man, hey, if you love it, man, love the dog. You know what I'm saying? We was all there one time. I was there. I had dogs that didn't have paper, but I just made a decision to say, hey, you know what I'm saying? I want to have me some dog with papers on the dog. I want to have me something with papers. That way, when I get ready to breed, hold on one second. When I do get ready to breed, I'll know what to how to cross my stuff because I got paperwork to look back and see. And let me say this too. Everybody that got paperwork ain't hung. What they did, they might have done something back in the days or whatever, and hung some, maybe so. But everybody that got dog with paperwork is not out here hanging dog. I mean, not hanging dog, but hanging paperwork. Because I just showed y'all a single registration form where the dogs didn't have no numbers. And he just knew his pedigree over the years, over the, 15, 20 years he been breeding. He just knew, 10, 15, 20 years, he just knew, okay, well, this dog come off this dog. He knew his ped. His ped was in his head. So, everybody that do got paperwork on their dogs, they ain't hanging papers out here. There's people out here, there's legit people out here that's honest, and they selling legit dogs, and they not out here hanging papers on their dog. But hey, if you don't got paperwork on your dog, that don't mean you any less than anybody. Your dog is any less than anybody else dog. But if people that do want to have paperwork on their dog, and it makes them feel good about their animal, then let them have papers. But if you ain't got papers, you know what I'm saying? Hey, that ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I ain't got nothing against you. You know what I'm saying? I can still fuck with you, talk to you, whatever. I ain't got no problem with people that don't have paperwork on their dog. And I don't think that your dog is any less of a dog just because you don't got paperwork on it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I've been on here, 18 minutes? It's a long video. Damn, I ain't talked this long in a minute. But yeah, so I'm about to get up off here and but that's it, man. You know what I'm saying? That's just my take on it. I seen the conversation been going around. So I just figured, you know what I'm saying, let me put my little take on it and share some of my experiences of what I've seen, what I've owned myself. So, but yeah, that's it though, man. But I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Y'all be good. Have a good 4th of July weekend. And everybody be safe. All right, I'm out of here.